Hello, it's Jody here, and in this video I'm going to share with you a flight hack that we stumbled across just today, actually, well, today and yesterday. So to start with, I'll tell you about the 𝗏𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 website, which basically allows you to put in a departure point and you can search anywhere just to actually see where it is you could escape to. So the flight that we need, or the journey that we need to take, is actually from Edinburgh, and I had checked the Edinburgh, but just to keep this video as short as possible, I'll show you what we whittled down to, which is actually to fly out of London. So I just typed in London and it gives me the chance to do a date range. So we literally have between the 1st of January to the 4th of January to get from Edinburgh to Vermont, to just outside of Burlington, Vermont. So with 𝗏𝗏𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀, obviously I'm heading to North America, so it's giving me here that in North America the cheapest flight out of London is going to take us to the Dominican Republic. But it has here that the cheapest flight into anywhere in the US is actually New York City for $409. So we just click on there and it will take us to that selection. So what 𝗏𝗏𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 does is it scans through Skyscanner, Kiwi, Kayak. It goes through, it's kind of like an overall flight aggregator that's looking at all the flight aggregators. So it's kind of pretty cool. We actually used this site to get our flights from Malaysia to Europe earlier this year. So it's saying here that on each day, the cheapest flight is $409. And I'm going to look at the second because that's sort of the most convenient for us. And it has here one-way trip. So we actually followed this route, we followed this path and booked a flight, but for reasons that you probably won't even understand, we only booked a flight for one of us. Really, I wanted to see if there was a better deal that we could pick up. Look, the reason is that at this time of year, this is literally a peak time, and the flights are almost double what they normally are. I mean, generally speaking, you can get from London to at least the east coast of the US for around $200, if not $250, even if it's on Norwegian, whether it be out of London or it be out of Scandinavia. So I don't know, there's a little bit of principle in me that was like, I just do not like having to pay $400 or $500 to get across the Atlantic. So we just booked one flight. And yeah, just sort of started looking, and the reason for booking it was just to lock something in, but it was really an amazing lesson that we learned with it, all thanks to Kiwi.com. So the flight that was actually booked for Nat is not showing on here. It's actually leaving Heathrow at 5 p.m, getting into JFK at 8 o'clock at night. So basically, because this flight was showing, we decided to then search actually not just all of London to all of New York. We decided to actually type in Heathrow to JFK. And what it brought up was particularly that flight wasn't available to start with, the actual one. It was like, oh, maybe this idea of waiting until Tuesday to try and get a better deal is going to backfire on me. This is not cool. As you can see here, these flights out of Heathrow are all a lot more expensive. But when we got the tickets through from Kiwi.com, we actually realized that what they had actually done was booked a return flight with Finnair. And not that they're going to, they even say to you when you go to book it, let me just show this as an example. Ah, damn, it's not showing it until we actually put in the details. But basically what it did was once we actually put in the details, it came up saying, this is a travel hack. And it was quite amazing. It's like, we're actually booking you a return ticket, but you do not have to take the return fare. So even just looking at this particular one right now, where it's saying, you know, London to New York and back, I'll just go back here. So $364.55 US versus just flying direct. I'll even try and find the same flight if I can. Let's see if it will actually show me. Well, that took me a long time to scroll down. There it is. The Finnair flight that Nat is booked on is now $1,946 one way. That's insane. So here's the process that I went through. I was like, okay, if Kiwi is buying up these or found this loophole or this travel hack to book a return ticket and be able to give it at a ridiculous price, then I'm just going to search Kiwi for that return ticket. And that's what I did. So I ended up getting the exact same flight. I'll see if I can go back and find it here now. It's all got the same. Let me see if it's there. There it is. So I ended up getting this flight for $340. It's booked as a return ticket. And yeah, basically, we don't have to worry about the return ticket. I even asked the agent when I went through to book it that, is there any problem with not doing the return? Will I get charged anything? And they were like, no, that's fine. You just don't take it. But is that just not insane? Well, for me, I paid $340, but for $340, that same flight is showing up as $1,946, which is no way you'd ever pay that. But yeah, isn't that just mental? So these prices are fluctuating. I mean, because we were keeping an eye on this, like I literally did it from Monday night through to Tuesday. There's this belief that, and we have witnessed it as well, that flights on a Tuesday are less expensive than other days of the week, and we scored. We actually got it. So instead of spending, if we go back over here, $410 on the best deal for a one-way flight, I got my flight for $340 and Nat got her flight for, I think it was about $370. But we're more than happy to have paid that little bit extra to kiwi.com. It's almost like a thank you, Kiwi, for teaching us this little travel hack. So really what I'm saying to you is, in peak times, when flights are showing up at ridiculous prices like this. I mean, even to go right back up here and see that the cheapest flight with British Airways is $569, knowing that that is literally double, if not more, than what it normally is to fly this route, if it's not in a peak time, then go and just search and have a look and see what a return fare is. I'm not saying that you should always book a return fare and not take the return leg, because sometimes it can backfire on you, but just check with the agent that you're booking through. So Kiwi were really good. I ended up booking mine through an outfit called, I can't remember, Save Fares or something, but it always shows you, if you actually click on, particularly in Skyscanner, it will show you who you're booking through, whether it be Kiwi or one of these little agents like Travel2B, Expedia. There's always just different agents that are showing up to take a hold of these flights. Sometimes inventory as such from the airlines come back into specific travel agents, and they're able to put out deals. So it does fluctuate a lot. It's well worth getting the price alert. I had a price alert set with Skyscanner. I was going straight from Edinburgh through to Burlington, but with regards to flight route hacking, you're always better off just looking at the different legs. So I think the best price that, let me just check. Yep, the best price that had shown up on my price alert, or the most recent one, was $771. I think it got down to maybe just under $700 at some stage over the last week and a half. But I was like, I do not want to pay that money. I spend that much money to go back to Australia. I'm not going to go across Atlantic on that fare. But it was really good to learn from. So having the price alert set, but really it comes down to knowing how to route hack. So actually looking at the route or the route, however you say it, and something like Great Escape gives you the ability to do that, to start looking at different routes. So all up, what's going to happen is we're going to go from Edinburgh to London. We're going to actually take a train and then a bus. It's only going to cost us about £30 all up to do that. And it gives us plenty of time to get down there. From London, we fly out. My fare was $340. Nat's fare was $370. And then once we get to New York, spend the night with our brother and sister-in-law, we are then catching a train up to Burlington for $60. So in round figures, it's cost us $450 each to do the entire trip, whereas the actual price alert was telling us it was $771 if you were going to just go straight from point A to point B. So that's a really quick lesson on flight route hacking, but also really want to say thank you to Kiwi for showing us this great little return flight loophole. It doesn't always work out, but in this case, because it is a peak time, the really cheap return flight is sort of balancing out the flight going over. So great trick, and I hope it's something you can use. And of course, check out greatescape.co just as a really good exploration example. And maybe just finish this off. Let's actually look at the return fare so we know that it's $409 for a one-way. Let's just see what it shows up for a return trip. Well, it's even dropped it down. So a one-way flight was $409 and a return trip is $359. So it gives you lots to play with. I think this is just the best hack ever. But you've got to be into it. You've got to really enjoy doing the research. It can get a little bit mind-boggling, but thank you to Kiwi and Great Escape and Skyscanner. This is absolutely amazing. All right, have fun with your travel and flight route hacking, and we'll see you in another video soon. Bye.